up, everybody? Welcome back to the Journey channel. I'm Chelsea J, and I just want to share briefly my heart on all that is going on in this nation, in the cities that we live in, and in our communities. There's just so much pain, there's so much hurt, there's so much sorrow, there's so much rage, and there's so much anger. There's a lot that all of us are dealing with, and I just want to give you the solution. Listen, y'all, we have tried everything. We have tried believing that there's no God. We have tried believing in idols. We have tried in believing in nature and believing in science and believing in people and believing even in ourselves. It has gotten us nowhere. You see all the chaos. You see all the things that are hurting. You see the trauma that is going on the inside of people, the riots. We see the anger. We see the rage. We also see the hurt, we see the pain, we see the tears, we see the sorrow. And where do we turn? Who do we turn to? I am beginning to realize that there is only one solution for this. There is only one answer to the issues that we deal with, that we wrestle with. And that is Jesus Christ. Because listen, we tried everything else. So why not try Jesus Christ? Why not look in the scriptures and see what it really says? See how we should handle this. Because every time I look in the scriptures, I can find a solution to all my issues. I can find a solution to all my problems. I can find a solution to the things that occur in the world. And I always find an answer. And I'm able to move forward in that answer with triumph, with victory, and with joy. And ultimately with love. There's a parable that Jesus shares in the Bible that really is timely for today. And it talks about how there's a Jew and a Samaritan. And I mentioned in my past video about Samaritans were rejected based off of their bloodline, based off of who they were. They weren't accepted by Jews. So what occurred was a Jew was walking on the road and gotten beaten up by thugs and to the point of near death. He was bloody, he was broken, he was about to die, and many people walked by him. From religious scholars to rich men to people that could have helped him, but turned their face away, that looked in disgust, that kept on moving. But Jesus then explains how a Samaritan, a rejected person, someone that the Jews hated, saw him beaten up, bruised, and damaged, and left to die for. He went to him and not only grabbed him off the road, but put him on his own donkey, brought him into his own house, and helped heal the wounds that he had. That parable gives us a solution that Jesus demonstrates in the Word of God, that he is saying that our ethnicity doesn't define our identity. That although a Samaritan was rejected, he didn't allow that to define who he was. He did not allow that to define his circumstances. That he was still willing to pick up a young man that hated him and take him to his own house. I think sometimes we have this our own perspective of what love is. And it's amazing how it's clearly defined in the Word of God. And Jesus explains that parable to show you guys the power of love. That he not only showed this story, but he said, I'm demonstrating it for you. That although you rejected me, that although you are rioting, that you are destroying your own community, although you are hating the one that created you, God created you. God created every single person. He created you in the image of him. So he sees you as beautiful. He sees you as accepted. He sees you as chosen. He sees you as loved. Although in the midst you are rejecting him, although you are rejecting other people, you are hating other people, but yet he still says, I'm going to die for you because you are worth it. And I'm wondering if we are looking at that parable and if we're if we are the ones, or are we the religious scholars that are walking away and having a blind eye? Are we the rich people that are in disgust of the damage that is occurring? Are we the ones that are choosing to turn a blind eye to the one that hates us the most? That is a hard and challenging thing, because yet there's a lot of us that want to look and say, that's what you get. But yet God is calling us to say, no, let me help you. Because if you think about it more and more in the scriptures, Jesus says that it's not about flesh and blood. It's not about the skin I wear. It's not about my ethnicity, but it's about my heart. It's about the character that I am demonstrating in my everyday life. It is about who God created me to be, because I am in the image of God, and so are you. So therefore, it is not a color issue. It is not an ethnicity issue, because there is only one race, and that is the human race. The issue is the heart. Today is the time to choose love over hate. Today is the time to stop fighting, stop being enraged, but identify the wounds that are going on inside. Because if we do not get to the root of the issue, this will be a constant cycle that will never end. If we do not get to the solution, we will continue to seek false things in this world and not get to the truth. Your emotions are indicators, not dictators, as Lisa Church says. Your emotions should not be the way you lead, although you are hurting. But let's get to a place where we recognize our pain, we recognize our sorrow, and we say, God, heal my heart. Because one day that person will be broken, that person will be hurt, and I want to have the right heart. I want to have the right character to pick them up, even though they hated me the most. So I ask you today, what's going on with your heart? Are you allowing your experiences to dictate your heart? Are you allowing the people around you, social media? Are you allowing the trauma that's in your life? Are you allowing the hurts and pains to dictate your heart? Are you choosing to say, Jesus is the solution? Therefore, I need my heart healed. In James, it talks about to count it all joy when we go through tests and trials, because it produces endurance, it produces our faith, it produces character in us. So in the midst of this chaos, are you willing to check your own heart so that you can bring forth this unconditional, sacrificial love to others, so that eventually their hearts will have no other choice but to be checked as well? Because the Samaritan not only healed the wounds of the Jew, but he got to his heart. I hope that you get to your heart as well, and not see all this chaos and say, yes, let's destroy, but say, no, let's build and let's love. Choose today to serve Christ. Choose today to read the scriptures and find out for yourself the solution. We tried everything else, y'all. So today, let's choose Jesus. Let's choose love. And let's choose to check our hearts, so we can become victorious, so we can build a great nation.